That belongs in a museum.
Swear, because most of its cards just get expended very aggressively.
You see the Ragnaros come out onto the field, and Che0nsu has been holding a lot of cards on the left side of his hand. So there's fairly likely to be an execute in there.
Yeah, for Cydonia, this is more just a matter of he needs to do something to try to get Che0nsu to force mana.
Cydonia really doesn't have any other minions he can, develop. The other option is like playing 2 ghouls there, which is super awkward, or trying to go for the Tink Master to make a 5/5, which is not a solid plan. So he's kind of just pigeonholed into playing the Ragnaros based on the resources that he has, and that opens up honestly a swing turn for Che0nsu where he can spend 3 mana to remove the Ragnaros and create a 2/2.
And plus he has the extra mana to develop afterwards.
Yeah, 5 mana to just develop however he pleases behind that. And looks like he pleases to develop with Vinland.
Not strong options though.
Fire Blast is at least 1 damage to the face and is very flexible with your Grom, so you can extend both Blood to Ichors at some point and still have an activator for Grom. And is also just you always have an execute activator, so you get to use your cards very aggressively, which is a really strong point.
Exactly what he's doing with his Fiery Oryx right now. Sending 3 damage, activating that Draconid Crusher now that Cydonia is below 15 health. And this is where the pressure can really get crazy. Honestly, I love this play from Che0nsu because if he had killed this Ragnaros, the read from Che0nsu is that Brawl is in Cydonia's hand. If he kills this Ragnaros, it's a snap Brawl for Cydonia. Now, Cydonia looks at this board. Does he even want to Brawl?
Yeah, that is a really good read there. We said earlier, Che0nsu, he always makes, straightforward, just good plays, doesn't make too many flashy plays. This is a very flashy play from Che0nsu. So he's really stepping it up here as he's made it to this stage. And
wow, that is crazy.
I like it. He's taking a huge gamble here on, Cydonia's had really slow turns throughout the early and mid game. I think there's Brawl in his hand. I'm gonna play around Brawl by not removing the Rag. That's a really next level read and a really next level play.
I mean, just look at the difference. No Ragnaros, Brawl instantly. With the Ragnaros on board, can he afford to Brawl and give away his Ragnaros sometimes?
Yeah.
Crazy. And Cydonia, look at the play he's having to go for. He's forced into this position where he's gonna have to try to have Ragnaros hit this Draconid Crusher. If this fails, Che0nsu needs 6 damage to end the game if this Ragnaros doesn't hit. And it doesn't.
Wow.
What a play from Che0nsu to deter Cydonia from the Brawl and have a follow-up like this.
Yeah, Che0nsu has really swung this game around. It looked like he was kind of struggling there for a minute.
I think it's full steam ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that. Needs to kind of close out this game rather quickly now. Now he knows the Brawl is going to be getting very large amounts of value on the board.
And there's another Ironforge portal. Cydonia, if this Brawl goes favorably, he could be in a very good spot. Now, the kicker to that is if any of Che0nsu's minions live, he's going to have to consider what it's like with what minion it is. Like, say it's Draconid Crusher.
If it's Draconid Crusher,
it's got a Tink Master.
It's got a Tink Master, and that means he's not playing Ironforge Portal, which means if it's a 5/5, he loses the game. So it's still, Cydonia's not out of the woods yet. He gets good Brawl value here, but being at 2 life is very costly, and having to force 5 mana into the Brawl is also very costly.
2 Ravaging Ghouls for Cydonia that could live through this. Neither one will, and
3/4.
3/4, so now Cydonia, this will be Ironforge Portal to try to stabilize through this health total, but he's got some heat on him. He knows that there are multiple cards in Che0nsu's deck that will kill Cydonia right now. Fiery War Axe, another Kor'kron Elite, Blackwing Corruptor. There are so many things that actually end the game here for Che0nsu. Cydonia, he's got to be sweating.
Azure Drake can draw into them. It can't draw into the Blackwing Corruptor though, and it can't draw into
Grom, Hellscream at this point, wandering out. Kor'kron Elite.
Alex Stras's champion would be a whiff, but so close, not able to get there. That's going to give Cydonia the time to hero power and play the second Ironforge Portal. He could be reaching stabilization. He's right on the edge.
I mean, if this game slips away from him, honestly, I'm surprised it was even this close. It looked like Che0nsu was just going to fall out of the game, and the fact that he's got to this position, I think, is remarkable. I think you're right. Cydonia is very close to stabilizing.
close, but not there yet. There's most likely going to have to be that same situation that just happened. If that Ezra Drake lives, Cydonia is in a heap of trouble.
Execute, no help.
He's going to have to brawl again.
Wow.
There's a guaranteed 2 damage coming in from Che0nsu's side.
And a much weaker brawl on that.
He's starting to run Che0nsu out of cards, though. Che0nsu is going to be only on 3 cards when it goes back to his turn, but...
Ironforge Portal. There's a few Ironforge Portal drops that are really strong here, too.
Arctic Armor would have been sick.
Yeah. The animated armor, the mage card. Tournament Medic. Would have been really solid here as well. Anything that just further stabilizes him.
Any taunt.
And once again, Che0nsu, there are some cards in the deck that won him the game this turn.
Not quite able to get there just yet, but he has, you know, that one final push. He knows both brawls have been used. He could extend every minion in his hand onto the board now. Pretty carefree. He knows that there's the potential of revenge, but revenge most likely would have been used last turn instead of the brawl.
Yep, unless there was just absolutely no way to stick past that Azure Drake with just 4 extra armor and the hero power. I think there was, and even gonna put the extra damage on board with the Frothing Berserker. Says Cydonia, you have to answer this, and Bash gets picked up for Cydonia.
He's gonna stabilize.
Che0nsu is out of cards right now. Now there are still some draws in Che0nsu's deck that can pull him back in this.
He's gonna need one of those big finishers. He's gonna need the Ragnaros or the Grom. Grom, 10 damage off the top, because he has the mage hero power, so it's not over for him yet. Cydonia's
just crazy.
So close to stabilizing, but he's just not there yet, and Cydonia really has to evaluate, can he afford to beat some of those big threats? Should he just use the execute now to further increase his stabilization?
That's exactly what he'll be doing.
I think he should. He's got the Tink Master, and if Rag comes out right now, he's pretty much just dead anyway. If Grom comes out right now, he's dead. So he can draw into an answer for that, but for now he needs to answer the immediate situation, start accumulating armor.
Yep, and we'll use Tink Master just as an offensive pressure at this point. I mean,
he's got a lot of damage.
Che0nsu is down to 14 at this point as well, so this is a 2-turn clock for Cydonia at this point. Che0nsu picks up a Fiery War Axe, and that will set a clock to Cydonia now.
For a turn, and yeah, that's a 2-turn clock.
Oh my gosh, it's gonna come down to a draw from Cydonia.
He needs armor gain.
He needs armor, or he needs a way to close. N'Zoth will give him
an
invested Tauren.
He's in it. There's still draws from Che0nsu to be able to close out this game, though. But that gives him the infested Tauren.
Cydonia doesn't have a play here. It has to be N'Zoth. It has to be attack. He has to hope to fade the draw from Che0nsu. Wow. This is just game 1, by the way. This is just game 1. And that won't do it.
That's a whiff.
Cydonia is going to pick up game number 1.
Wow.
But I'll tell you what, Cydonia has got his work cut out for him. He played magnificent, but so did Che0nsu.
They both, yeah, that was incredible to watch.